guys? Okay, we're here with Peter's car again. We have fixed his wastegate and his dump tube, and we got bigger injectors, all on Peter's request. So it had a really nasty route for the off of the manifold where it came out to the wastegate. It was like, it almost looked like an afterthought. The rest of the manifold looked pretty nice, TIG welded, and it's like maybe it was made originally for an internal gate or something, and then this, where the dump tube or where the wastegate attaches, it was just like MIG welded, all nasty, like where they didn't have a weldel and they just cut a pie cut and made I don't know. Surprised it did what it did, but this is gonna flow a lot better. And we upgraded it to the it's a TurboSmart Pro Gate 50, the Gen V, so it's the new higher flowing latest generation of TurboSmart gate, which I run on my car. I just run two 45s and it's a single 50. Easily this will do 700, so we're gonna go try and max out this turbo now. BorgWarner EFR 8374. This is on our website and this is on our website, so don't forget if you're looking to upgrade your car. And then we went with ID 1700s. Now he has room a few later. It's like, this isn't enough power, I'm gonna get bigger turbo, which everyone does that, so he might do it. And then he has room with injectors and the gate. Okay guys, we're gonna cruise over there, meet Danny there, and then get started. This shouldn't take too long. Let's see if we can make 711, or it might only make 690, we'll see. But we're just on boost setting 1 now, like 18 pounds, so it's making like 6 or 587, I think. Ooh, made more than before. 670. Still more to go. Okay, we finished. We made 680, guys. We didn't make exactly what we were hoping, but the turbo maxes out and we didn't want to push anything, so it's conservatively tuned at 680 so that he can beat on it if he wants. Pump gas is like around 500. What's Danny have to say about it?
Good. I love it. Supras.
That's it? Maybe he gets quiet on camera.
He does get quiet on camera. No, he's famous now. Oh my.
We both had fun, and then on to the next one. Hey, where are you going? All right, we'll do another one with Danny in the future. All right, guys. Peter is here to pick up the Supra. It's a sad day and a good day. All right, Peter, take it home and have fun with it.
Dude, it looks so good. Okay, so the backstory on this car is I bought it from a good friend. He had it for 5 or 6 years, you know, typical story. Had a kid, put it away, didn't drive, so it just sat there for a bit. I went to his house one day, saw it, bought it off of him. Found a friend of a friend to get the car built. That took about 1.5 years or so. Took it 714 tires to get an alignment. About 5 miles, drove back home, engine blew. Radiator fluid all over the garage. I was livid. So then I had to do my research, decided to full tear down, took it to JP. I'm sure if you guys follow Dan, you guys all know who JP is. Really good painter. And he recommended Dan, and it snowballed into this. I mean, I couldn't be happier. It's crazy. I mean, dream come true, essentially. Thanks, Dan.
All right, there's the story. That's
but hold
cool
on,
story.
I have a gift for you. Let's go to my car. I got a gift for you.
What?
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
All right, let's go see what
I mean, I bought this like probably 6 months ago, and in anticipation of the car being done, just to give it to you. I don't know if you have one yet or not, but it's just the coolest thing to me. Like the coolest thing. You can save it for your kid in the future too.
I probably don't have one. Maybe, I don't know.
Coolest thing, dude. Thank you, Dan.
Ooh! Do not have this, but I
I'll
definitely
sign it
needed
too.
this. Oh, this is so cool.
It's the best bedtime story ever.
Thank you, Peter. That's a clean one. We'll miss it. I want to show you Brendan's truck. It's Tacoma X-Runner. We don't usually do anything truck related here, but Brenden shipped us his car from Washington. I told you guys a little bit about it. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you've seen a video on it, but let's just pretend you're new to the channel and let's pretend you know nothing about this truck. So these trucks have a V6, they're manual, they're kind of quick, I guess, for what they were. Anyways, he wanted a 2J in here, so he brought the truck to us, and then it's been a long process of being here because he needed, wait, let me hold this with my head real quick because I need some extra hands. He needed to like save the money to do the whole build, I guess, and there's a lot of complications because it's a one-off build, but boom, look at that. Wasn't like we could go back and like look at other people's motor mounts or how they did the radiator. We kind of had to figure it out ourselves. And this car had an electric throttle and electric pedal, so we had to convert it to a manual pedal, like with just a normal cable style. And the wiring wouldn't reach from the JZ that came from Japan. The wiring wasn't long enough to reach because the motor's so far down and I need to go over there. So there's all these little dumb little issues that made costs go up because it's way more time consuming. So it took longer on our part and longer on Brendan's part, but this thing turned out really good. It has a CD09 and it has a Collins adapter, so it's got 6-speed and it can handle the horsepower that the motor's gonna make. The motor makes 450. We're just doing it on pump gas. So, and he lives in Washington. He said it's not a lot of E85 stations there, so he's doing pump gas, and that's all he could do with a small turbo, and he wanted to come on quick and be just like pull hard all the way through. So it's like pump gas, you can max you can really make is 500-ish with a bigger turbo, but it'll be kind of laggy. He's like, hey, let's go the other route where it's like super responsive and makes 450. So that's where we're at with a Borg Warner EFR 7670. You guys can find those on our website. That's a really good turbo if you're just looking for like 500 on E85 or 450 on pump. Smaller turbo, it has a 58mm inducer. Then we ran it with the one Hypergate 45. That's the Gen V Hypergate 45. You can also find those on our website. But this one's running a Pro EFI 128 ECU, and Ian, our guy at Bent Calibration, tuned it for us. So this is like simple yet complicated, and it works really good. And when I was driving it, it just feels like it's not even a swapped motor, like it's just meant to be in there. I don't know how else to describe it. It just feels smooth, good, and I'm really impressed with how it turned out. It is a truck. It is really stiff and bouncy because he has it like kind of lowered a little more than it was already lowered, and then he has stiff suspension, but I think that's what he wants out of it. I talked to him, he said yeah, it rides like that. So this is a cool setup. We use the stock radiator, and then we put our own fan shroud with dual high output spall fans, so it cools it enough with that radiator. If he was on the racetrack just hot lapping it, it might run away from him. Not sure, because we haven't done that, and we're not going to do that. That's up to him. We also did an oil cooler up front here, so it has really nice, I think it's a 25 row coil up front there, and then it has a sandwich plate, and we removed the OEM oil cooler. So this is like basically like a mild version of the race car setups that we do for like the other JZ swaps, but it's in a truck, so we're pretty excited about it. Let me start it. It's cold right now, so this would be like a cold start, but let's just jump in here and start it. And he switched around his gauges, as you can see. And then inside here just kind of remains stock. It's really cool how this turned out. So I think I should go do like a little street driving with it and show you guys what it's like. One thing, guys, this transmission it ends about here, or no, it ends about here, and then the CD09 normally has like that tripod off the back that would put the shifter right about here. So since the transmission ends here, the shifting linkage section of it is like in here. If you were to take the back case off the transmission and take the cover off the top, you can see the shaft right about here, and there's this kit that you can buy that like in a sense really didn't work that well, and me and Joe had to modify it. It's a machined part, a billet machine part, but it's like the guy didn't like test it, I guess, on the transfer, so it technically did not work. So we had to take it off, use carbide bit and bore out part of the tail housing on the trans and change, like kind of machine down this billet piece. Anyways, we got it working really nice, and then we made a shifter that literally goes forward and arcs back like this to put it in the stock shift location, so that when you like grab this, it's moving the shifter right here, but in reality, yeah, we can't get to that. Yeah, we'd have to take it all out, and it's coming up and forward into the stock location, and it drives nice. So a lot of fab went into this project, and a lot of custom stuff and custom motor mounts. We had to modify drive shaft and everything, but in the end, it's such a smooth ride and it feels really good. So let's go take a ride. Okay, ready, guys? It's so funny that it's a truck. This is like a Supra truck. I like it. See what I mean, guys? Smooth, and it feels fast. We're going back to the shop. Hope you guys like the truck.